Hey everyone, it's Rarest LEGO minifigures here today with another rare item from my collection for review. Today we have the exclusive Tatooine mini build set, which was released two separate times with different box art, but roughly the same mini build. As you can see, there's some subtle differences between the two boxes, almost like a choose between the two pictures, choose five differences, but we'll review a little bit more details about that in a few minutes. But really what I want to start with is just explaining kind of the history of these two items. So both were released in 2015. One was released here on my left at Anaheim, California, Star Wars Celebration. It was an exclusive there. You could purchase it for about $40. The other one on my right, kind of a similar story. However, it was released in Toronto, Canada at Fan Expo. Not the first time that LEGO has released an exclusive set at Fan Expo, but certainly not the norm. Both of these sets contain 178 pieces, and again, part of the little difference is you're going to see that they both include a different quote-unquote exclusive minifigure, although both of these figures could also commonly be found in sets that were commonly released on store shelves. Both of these sets are very, very cool. Of course, in terms of like why I wanted them, I'm really striving always for a complete Star Wars LEGO collection, both in minifigures and in exclusive sets and such. So I acquired both of these actually within the last year. Not that they're difficult to acquire. You can often find them on eBay or Bricklink running for around $300 or so. Despite the difference in packaging, there's actually not too much of a price difference between the two. Maybe you'll have to pay a little bit more for the Fan Expo one, but purely because it's coming from Canada. But in large part, again, not too difficult to find with usually a scattered number of listings on both eBay and Bricklink. For me, I acquired both of these actually from a large collection from someone that was kind of selling everything off. Then it just wasn't interested in collecting Star Wars Lego, so you'll actually find many of my items in my collection come from people that are simply selling off their collections. And of course, as someone that is basically never selling off my collection, constantly accumulating more and more items. But let's take a closer look at these two box arts and kind of point out the differences between the two. So again, one from Fan Expo here on the right and one more from Star Wars Celebration Anaheim on the left. And again, even at the front of the box, you can see a few details that are different between the two. So both of them have the same kind of ages limit, 8 to 14. Probably not a large number in attendance at both of these conventions within those age ranges, but Tatooine mini build, I'm talking about 178 pieces, building toy, and then a couple different languages describing the same building toy underneath. And the first difference you're going to run into is here at the little sticker. So again, Star Wars Celebration Anaheim. I'll try to put that into focus there. So Star Wars Celebration exclusive with the number directly underneath with the green tab, number 339. And there was 1,000 produced of each of these, both at Fan Expo and Star Wars Celebration, which brings our total for this unique little mini set to 2,000. 2015 Fan Expo exclusive. Here in the small print here, which is difficult to get into focus, it does say Canada. And then it does have Disney directly underneath this little tab describing Fan Expo. Whereas you can see they actually made a little bit of room for the number on this one by putting Disney over a little bit tabbed out from the side. Then in the bottom right corner of the box, another difference is the fact that C-3PO minifigure is included as described here. And then if you go back to Fan Expo, it says R2-D2 minifigure included here. So again, another slight subtle difference. If you go around to the rest of the side of the box, again, only subtle differences. Whereas you had the number actually on the front of the box for Star Wars Celebration Anaheim, you have the number on the side for the box coming from the Fan Expo, which is again, number 764 out of 1,000 total. You also again have Star Wars Celebration exclusive here on the bottom left for Anaheim, California, and then Fan Expo almost more along the midline, just above the number. Now, it's important to denote as well that this is actually not a sticker whatsoever. Same for this is not a sticker. It's actually printed onto the box, which is pretty cool. Can't like peel that off or anything like that. Versus this tab with the number is actually a sticker. And again, it's almost acting as a seal. And I'm going to show that a little bit better by going to the bottom of the box. So again, here you can see there's a seal running along the bottom from the number being denoted on both sides of this Fan Expo box. Whereas you actually have this seal running from the front to the back versus, again, side to side. pretty cool little difference. Because of that seal being here kind of along the side, you also have another seal being denoted right here along the top of this box, which this one does not have. So again, Star Wars Celebration has one of these more box tabs, which again, to get into the actual set, as you can see, it opens from top to bottom, and it would be basically a articulation of this sort of motion, moving it like that. You'd also have to break open this seal. It'd be very difficult to get into the box contents without doing that. Going to the back of the boxes, you can see they're roughly similar. There's actually very, very few differences between the back of these two boxes. You actually have the Disney at the same location, as well as the Disney XD logo. A little bit of a different number here, 12L5 for the bottom of this specific Star Wars Celebration Anaheim box, and then 24 and 7. And truthfully, I actually do not know the meanings of those off the top of my head. If you do, let me know in the comments below. Both signifying the series The Droid Tales, Lego Star Wars, and again, really the one difference being the sticker here in the upper right. And I should stop describing it as a sticker because it's not a sticker. It's actually printed into the box, but 2015 Fan Expo versus Star Wars Anaheim Celebration. Just to read a little bit of the writing there, as you can see, it says, "You hold in your hands a Lego Star Wars exclusive Tatooine mini build featuring the iconic droid scene from Star Wars A New Hope." And then has a little bit just describing Disney XT, Droid Tales, and how you should watch in on the show. A little link below for more Lego Star Wars action, just going to Lego Star Wars products. And then finally a little choking hazard, components made, etc. But otherwise, the size of the boxes are the same. Tops of the boxes, really roughly the same there as well. You can see there's not any sort of difference. And they both have this fine glossy finish, as you can tell from the light reflecting off of the boxes, kind of at all angles that I'm doing here. But yeah, both cool little sets, again, costing about $300 to $350 each. The Fan Expo one perhaps being a little bit more difficult to acquire because it's coming from Canada versus this one being released in the United States. But that largely depends upon your location. Me being from the United States, it's more easy to acquire the one on the right from Anaheim. Let me know if you have any sort of preference for either of them. Obviously, there's not too many big differences. The mini set that you have here is the same, where you have the Jawa Sandcrawler, the little Tatooine homestead, some little mini builds depicting, as you can see, a C-3PO figure, R2-D2, little Jawa, the land speeder, and then again, the only difference really in the contents of the box being the mini figure itself, whether you're getting R2-D2 or C-3PO. But two very cool little sets, a happy add to the collection as always. Let me know, again, if you have a preference in the comments below about which one you prefer. Again, not many differences, but if you do, it'd be great to know. And then also, of course, what you'd like me to see review next. I have many rare items in my collection, and always happy to show them and provide more information and details about them, and provide an exclusive look on items you couldn't perhaps otherwise see. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe for more.